I'm super excited to bring on our next guest. He runs the Instagram account at Hockey Worldwide. It's the number one source of all international hockey news. Welcome to the Jungle Hockey Podcast, Mr. Dylan Baker. How's it going, Dylan?
Awesome. It's going pretty good. It was a busy day. That's for sure.
All over the map.
Oh yeah, lots of hockey.
You've been on a couple podcasts before, or what?
No, first podcast actually. I was previously invited to another guy's, but just didn't work out, time and everything.
Let's go.
So this is different. This is different.
This is an exclusive.
It's an honor. We're glad to be your first podcast here.
Yeah, for sure. Pleasure to be here, of course.
Awesome. Well, I kind of want to get started by just asking a little bit more. I mean, obviously, I just stumbled across your account on Instagram a while ago. You post like 20 things a day. It's insane the amount of time and dedication you put into this account. But maybe I just kind of want to ask a little bit more about
it's a lot.
about your background in hockey. So where did your love for the game come from? Did you play growing up? Do you still play? Like, I don't really know much besides what I see from your Instagram account. So
unfortunately, never got to play organized hockey, but always went to the rink. I tried out for my grade 7 elementary team. Didn't make it. But I live right next to an outdoor rink, so all winter I'm there. But I'd say my real love came from hockey. Well, my dad, big Leafs fan.
Yeah,
I am too.
Of course.
And then I followed up with, I'd say 2015 World Juniors was the big tournament I got into.
That's okay. Well,
obviously, Canada stacked team with McDavid.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the real part that got me into international hockey there was Denmark when they got overtime with Russia.
Yeah.
And Czechia, and then beat Switzerland, made the playoffs. And after that, I went down the rabbit hole of international hockey, and yeah, and now we're here.
Nice. So it's just so you didn't actually. Where are you based out of?
Sudbury, Ontario.
Sudbury. Oh, Sudbury.
Okay.
Shoresy.
Nice. You're familiar with the Sudbury Wolves?
Nice.
Yeah, Shoresy, they're too. I think they're filming a new episode right now.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure they are. Yeah. We'll check on RA. So maybe then, obviously. Oh shoot! Okay. So you go down this rabbit hole of international hockey, and then what kind of leads you to starting this account? And obviously you're almost at 20,000 followers now. How long have you been doing it, and how have you kind of found the growth throughout, like the whole experience of running it?
Well, first started was in elementary, and just I think grade 7, grade 8. Just an NHL meme page, just messed around with that. And then did that for like a year or so, got bored of it, left the account for a while, came back as an international hockey news account. I forget what it was originally called. Yeah. Did that for a bit, and then COVID happened, and I kind of I fell off with it. I don't know, life got in the way, and I just put it to the side. And then November 2023, I was like, yeah, you know what? I have some extra time. Let's bring it back. And I was at probably, we'll say 4,000 followers then. So in around 2 years, it's just start to dedicate more of my time to it, and it's grown more and more. I think, and you asked, what was the second half of the question you asked there? Sorry.
Well, I think it just kind of like how you found growth throughout. Like how did you feel about growing the account,
Posting about no, I realized nobody else posted about things nobody else did. So,
yeah.
I think players, especially players and fans of smaller countries, became their only source. Well, the new and only source of people who covered their hockey. And then other bigger accounts caught on too. Main one is Puck Empire. We collaborate on posts and whatnot, and talk to them all the time. And he was a big help. Other accounts too, of course, and even some players who have shared my posts and whatnot. So I have massive followings in certain countries because one player shared a post about their team winning, and then it just multiplies from there, and they all follow, right?
That's awesome. Yeah, well, I mean, for me, like that's obviously what caught my eye about your account is you post about everything.
Yeah, that's my goal at least.
Yeah, it's unbelievable the amount of leagues and teams you're able to keep up with and post about, and just realistically, I mean, you and now that you and Puck Empire have been collaborating, you're both of you are doing so much to grow the game, especially internationally, and that's something that, I mean, that's pretty much the whole goal of this podcast is just to grow the game and to give more coverage to things like international hockey, and then a lot of what we do is local junior hockey. So just kind of trying to give more exposure and grow the game. So that's obviously what I love about your account.
For sure.
Something I want to ask. So how has it been? I mean, I've seen you posted some player interviews. You posted one with Jacob Carey from New Zealand. So how has that process been now that you've interviewed a couple players from these different countries? What's that been like?
It's a cool experience. I just shoot them a DM and I ask if they'd be interested. They probably, there's a good chance a lot of them have never been asked before, so they go through with it. And so far I've only done it just over text. So I just send them the question, they respond. The second with Darlene Road from South Africa. I emailed her all the questions and she just emailed me back. Yeah. So as I was saying, I was really impressed by the answers they gave because you could tell these people genuinely care about their team and their sport and wanting to make an impact in their countries. Like just off of that. But in the future, I'd like to, do in-person interviews. I would like or over the phone. That would be the ultimate goal. But for now, I have no problems doing this. And they seem to love it. I have another one in the works right now.
Nice.
Ooh.
Quite hectic the past month. Yeah, that goes.
Nice. That's awesome. So how I mean, it blows my mind that you have the time to do all of this. How is it that you're able to keep up with all these leagues at once? Like, do you have a website? How do you to cover all of this?
That's what I was gonna say. Is like, how do you get your news, dude? Because like it must be like pages and pages of stuff.
You won't believe me, but I really only have 3 sites that I use. The main one, Elite Prospects. I've been like I've had premium on Elite Prospects for like years now. They're like the lifesaver. I even send them like corrections on stats and sometimes too that I notice. But yeah, they're great. I also use eurohockey.com and nationalteamsofIcehockey.com. Just 2 other random guys who also who have websites that keep up with everything. Not so much on social media, but I just stumbled across their websites years ago, and they've been a source for me since.
Wow.
And of course I have my website, which right now is articles, but eventually I want to have some sort of database on there and have it as a mix of international stuff because I feel like most people aren't aware of where to find information, as I guess is the case with you two.
Yeah. No, that's awesome. I mean, I absolutely love your account. Especially, I mean, I love seeing the coverage of all the different international leagues, but the IIHF content that you post really is the stuff I delve into. I mean, getting for these players, I mean, especially look at South Africa. You travel to, I might be wrong, but I think they had to travel to Iceland to play in, I'm not sure if it was Olympic qualifiers or what, but
you'd be correct.
Crazy. Yeah. It's so crazy seeing a hockey team in South Africa getting to now travel the world representing their country at something that seems to us like, I guess, a lower level, but to them it's everything, and it's how they grow the game and it's how they get to this level.
Well, that too, and South Africa trying to qualify for the Olympics, that on its own is a pretty big headline, right?
Yeah.
Not something you'd expect to ever see in hockey.
Yeah, it's amazing.
And they did well too. They did well. Yeah. I mean, considering their competition against teams from Europe, I mean, they performed.
Yeah, for sure. That's my girlfriend's actually South African, so South Africa's been like
Cool.
the kind of the team that I follow the most at the lower level. So when I believe they beat Mexico this year, and I was pretty pumped about that.
That was a shocker. I won't lie.
Yeah, that was not something I expected to see.
I keep up with South Africa quite a bit because they're the main team in all of Africa, right? So without they're the hub of hockey there, and they try to do a lot for the whole continent. Resources are limited, of course. So, but they are making efforts. They recently had that series with Kenya, which was huge.
I saw that. Yeah.
I don't know if you did see that. Yes. They had a bunch of Canadians, Americans, and then Kenyan players going there, and that's also something you would never have thought to see in hockey.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's right.
Absolutely. Yeah, I was checking out your website earlier, and you were I checked out your article about the Olympic qualifiers. So I just kind of wanted to ask how you thought all that recently played out. Was it kind of what you expected, and the whole, I don't know, just the whole tournaments, and there was a bit of this Shilov situation, and we're still not sure if Russia's going to the Olympics.
Right.
Do you kind of want to talk about that a bit?
Yeah, that's a messy situation. Yeah, for sure. For prediction wise, teams that moved on is exactly as I would have thought. I mean, didn't really have any doubts about them, especially Slovakia and Latvia. Denmark, Norway could have gone either way. I think Anderson there was a difference maker.
Yeah,
sure. Yeah, it was competitive though, and that's what matters, right? In tournaments like that, like everyone to some degree looked like they belonged. And I think the teams that moved on have a decent chance in the Olympics, not to medal, but they're not going to get blown out like Italy.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Which I was actually in Italy before, past spring for the World Championship.
Yeah.
And their results have been underwhelming, and watching them in person, I can't say I have much faith for them going into the Olympics.
Fair enough.
I get, yeah,
definitely. But the players will give it their best, so that's what matters.
That's right. I guess one of my last questions here is kind of your goal going forward. Like if you you see your account, I just follow. I know I just followed you, but
yeah.
Do you see your account? You see your account, growing and becoming a legitimate news source. You mentioned your website. Like, kind of, what's your vision going forward?
I was waiting for this question. I would say my goal really is be a mainstream source. To some degree, I am in some aspects. I mean, TSN used my post the other day.
There you go.
For the Olympic
unreal.
Tournament. So, yeah, exactly. I just went up to it and I was like, wow, that's crazy. They could have made their post themselves, used any other tweet, but they chose mine. Yeah. So
that's awesome.
Good.
But I'd say my goal right now is just for fun. The goal would be to make some sort of money off of it. Necessarily like a livable wage, but just some sort of reward. But really use the account and website to propel a career into reporting on hockey would be into sports journalism would be my ultimate goal.
Nice. Okay, sweet.
That's good.
Yeah, I just got a couple more for you. So do you have a lot of interactions with players from kind of, well, not random, but not typical hockey playing countries? Like, do a lot of these, when you post about these teams, do a lot of players reach out to you Like, is there? I mean, you mentioned you have a following from a lot of different smaller countries just from one player reposting something.
Yes.
So, how does it kind of been? I guess interacting with all these people from all these different places that just want to grow the game for their teams in their country.
It's, what would be the word, surreal almost? Because I guess a lot of these players themselves use my account as almost a source for what's going on.
Yeah.
I'll make a report on something and they'll sometimes reply to me, with the like DM me, ask me, is that true? Or is that really what's going on? Or, wow, that's crazy. I can't believe that happened. And sometimes we'll have long conversations about hockey in these countries and whatnot. I've had players ask me, do you know when this tournament's happening? Or common one would be players asking me if I'm going to be covering a tournament. My answer is always yes. And then,
of course,
I have players. They send me. They send me clips of them scoring a cool goal. They send me. They'll send me news on their teams themselves. So it kind of goes back and forth like that. But yeah, it's definitely unique. I feel like a lot of players definitely use my page as a source. I'd say the players more than many.
Yeah, no, I'm with you there.
What's your demographic? Like, you go on like Instagram Insights, right? Can you like see what countries you're followed from? Because like obviously, you're followed probably mostly by Canadians and Americans, right? But do you have like a random country that might just have like a wild amount of people that you just wouldn't think would follow you?
So funny you say that. I haven't looked in a while, but I think it was after the 2023 World Championship D3B. I think might have been before that. I don't know. Anyway, I got an influx of followers from Iran. They became my 5th biggest demographic.
That's wild.
And they all still follow me. I'm pretty sure I am followed by every single hockey player in Iran. I would not doubt it. Everyone follows their CEO of their arena, their GM, their coaches, every coach, every goalie. Their whole woman team follows me too.
Oh my goodness, that's insane.
It's pretty insane. But if you want, it is. Yeah, they were my 5th biggest demographic, higher than, I think it went Canada or US, Canada, maybe Sweden, Finland, and then then Iran, or maybe UK up there, because I have quite a few followers in there as well.
Yeah,
I can look now because I'm genuinely curious. If I swipe off this, will I still stay on camera?
I don't know. You can give it a try.
No, let's experiment. Let's see.
Okay, well, I'm going to look for that actually, which is kind of strange. I always thought it was an Insights.
Yeah, I thought so too. It's all good.
I can get back to both of you on that one if you want.
Yeah, that'd be great. Yeah,
you want to add it? You want to add it in on text there?
Yeah, exactly. We'll just throw it on.
Throw it on for a clip or something.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I only have a couple more. I mean, this was not even really a question, but do you something that we want to really get into is, I mean, similarly to how you've done these interviews, but have international players from all the different countries on our podcast as guests, kind of like how you've done these interviews. But so I guess this one's more of a question kind of to help us, I guess. But do you think that if we were just to kind of reach out and ask a lot of these players that they'd be interested in doing it, or do you think that there's kind of a way to go about that to get them to come on here? Because, we just want to help promote, obviously their countries and have a cool variety of guests on.
I reckon if you were to message most players, you'd probably get a positive response. It would definitely be worth a shot.
Well, I mean, I guess in your experience,
younger players are definitely more likely to say yes.
Yeah,
but I would give it a shot. How long have you guys? Actually, I have a question for you. How long have you been doing this podcast? Fairly new, right?
Well, this is fairly new. This will be episode 8. I think we recorded our first one in mid-June, but we didn't post until like early July. So yeah, we're doing
awesome.
Yeah, about kind of just a couple months. Yeah. But honestly, like right when we started this, I had you written down as a guest. I wanted to get on. So
yeah, Owen was talking to me about this for a while, so it's pretty big. Pretty big for him. Fanboying over there.
Yeah, I could tell.
Well,
yeah, no. Me personally, I've been wanting to start my own podcast. I just don't know how to go about that, to be honest. But we'll see if anything transpires in the future. I definitely want to expand. Definitely want to expand to other platforms.
Yeah, for sure.
Owen just texted me one day. He was like, "Yeah, you want to start a podcast?" I was like, "Sure." That's how the whole thing came to be. So
yeah,
why not?
I would just, if you ever want to start one, I would just take your time starting it. Do a ton of research before, kind of figure everything out so that you're not scrambling once you start. But yeah, it's simpler than I thought it would be. We've been having fun with it so far. So
yeah.
Well, you guys have a great setup, that's for sure.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah, it seems like we know what we're doing, I guess.
Yeah, no problem. yeah.
Awesome. Well, Joey, I don't have anything else. Do you?
I don't think so. I think just, thank you for taking the time out of your day. Busy guy, you said. Thanks for sitting down with us a little bit.
Yeah, thank you so much for giving us some of your time. We were obviously, like Joe said, we've been pretty excited to interview you and talk about more of the international stuff. I mean, we started in the summer when none of that's really going on. So we kind of want to get more into that now that it's all starting to pick up again. So thank you so much, Dylan. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you for having me. It's been a pleasure.
Awesome.